turn your Bibles to the very beginning of the Bible, Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1. I want to preach to you today a message that God has been dealing with me about for some time, several weeks now, and I kept thinking that maybe I'll preach it, but the Lord showed me this morning that today was the day that I was to preach this message over this radio broadcast. We serve a good God. God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. Somebody may ask you where the light come from. Say, God sent it to me. And God saw the light and that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. Man didn't have a thing to do with that. God did that. And the evening and the morning were the first day. God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. I really would wish that every young person in this building that's still in school would just listen real close to what I'm reading today. It come to me that you really need to hear this. There's a lot of times you're faced with questions, you're faced with things about where did this come from. Now let me just say this also. To believe this, you don't believe this book. And if you don't believe this book, you're in trouble. And then whether I will say it or whether you, this is the truth. This Bible is true. Let me be a lie, but let God be true. But I want every young person in here, as much as they can, to really pay attention, because there's going to be things you wonder where they came from, and right here they are in the Bible. God called the firmament heaven, and God said, let the waters of the heaven be gathered together under one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. God called the dry land earth. And the gathering together of the waters called He seas. And God saw that it was good. Now He made the seas, and He made the earth, and He saw that it was all good. For the dove, He named every single one of them. He called the earth, He divided the land, and said the earth was to be, land was to be called the earth. And then He made the seas. I heard McKinney's one time singing a song, I'm going to a land where there's no more seas. Amen. And so listen on. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the earth yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide. You wonder where all those stars and Brother Tim, the moon, the stars, and kids will ask a lot of time, where did that come from, Daddy? Or Papa, where did that come from? Well, God made them. And He hung them up there, the light of the earth, Brother Paul. And He said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and for years. You ever hear people, older people, say things about this and about that? God knew what He was doing. God is a good God. Amen. And let there be lights for the firmament and the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights. The greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day, and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. Amen. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that had life. And God speaking these things into existence. Sister Jelani, He just said, let there be light, and there's light. He said, let the earth be formed, and there's an earth. He said, let the waters all come together, and He made the sea. God is a great God. I'm telling you, I get excited just reading about it. And He brought forth abundantly the moving creature that had life. And and the fowl that fly above the earth and the open firmament of the heaven. And God created great whales and every living creature that moved, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And God said, Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle, creeping things, and the beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, Let us, oh, here we go now. And God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Now listen to this. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, fowl of the air, over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, Behold, I have given you every bird bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for me, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth wherein there is life. I have given every green herb for me. And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. May God add the blessings to the reading of his word. We serve a mighty good God. Everything that God did, he made it good. Brother Jerry, when he made the fish and the oceans and the sea, and God looked and he saw and it was good. Sister Helen, when he made man, he saw that he had done a good thing. I wonder sometimes why that we live in such an age today when people cannot see the goodness of God. I mean, they can see everything around them. They can see this going on and that going on. And no wonder the enemy has worked overtime to try to convince people that God is not real. I was watching the news the other day and it was talking about the Big Bang Theory. I really couldn't tell you a whole lot about it. I just know that they say that's how man evolved, or man came about. We have the evolution theory, we have this theory, that theory. But oh, listen, if I can teach your children anything, I'd like to tell them that they serve a mighty good God. That we have a God today that there's none that you can compare it to. And that there's no comparison to God. Who would you compare him to? It said, in the beginning, God. Oh, listen, that's all I had to read. God created the heaven and the earth. Somebody said, where do you think this come from? I said, God made it. Where do you think that came from, Brother Dave? I said, God made it. God made everything that is made. And that this world would be nothing without God today. But yet men serve everything. They look to everything and they idolize everything there is upon this earth. I think about God. When I think about him, I think about how strong and mighty that my life really is to God. A few days ago, the boys and I went up to Indianapolis to visit one baby's uncle that's died with cancer. We give a good report to you this morning that he gave his life to Jesus and he got right with God and everything's all right. Testified to Keith and should he die, amen, that he'd be ready to meet God.